If you feel uneasy hearing that many people who work with artificial intelligence may struggle in the coming years, you are not alone, and this video is not meant to create fear, but clarity. For a long time, the dominant belief has been simple. Learn to code. Learn models. Learn enough technical detail. Then the career will take care of itself. That belief feels reasonable, and it has worked in the past. But inside large organizations, something has quietly changed. The purpose of this video is to help you understand that change, without hype, without panic, and without selling you anything. Let us begin by gently reframing the problem. The issue is not that coding will disappear. The issue is that coding alone will stop being a differentiator. When everyone can build something, building itself loses power. To understand this, we need a simple mental model of how artificial intelligence actually exists inside enterprises. Most people imagine artificial intelligence as a brain that makes decisions. Inside companies, it is not a brain. It is a layer. It is a thin layer that sits on top of existing systems, processes, data, and people. That layer does not replace reality. It must survive inside it. Think of a company like a living organism. It already has habits, history, constraints, and pressure. Data arrives late. Systems were built for different purposes. People have incentives that do not always align. Artificial intelligence enters this environment last. It does not get to redesign everything. It must adapt. This is where many expectations quietly break. In classrooms and online tutorials, artificial intelligence is presented in isolation. Clean data, clear goals, measurable outcomes. Inside companies, none of this is clean. Goals shift. Data is messy. Accountability matters more than accuracy. Imagine a simple enterprise scenario. A company wants to reduce operational cost. This is a real and common goal. They do not begin by asking which model to use. They begin by asking where money is leaking, which processes are slow, which decisions are delayed, which teams are overwhelmed. Only after mapping this reality does artificial intelligence appear. It is invited to assist, not to dominate. It highlights patterns. It flags risks. It supports human judgment. The final decision still belongs to people because people carry responsibility. Now consider what this means for roles. Inside this flow, the most valuable individuals are not those who can build something in isolation. They are those who understand context. They can translate business intent into system behavior. They can explain why a recommendation exists. They can say what happens when it fails. They can sit between technology, operations, and leadership without collapsing. This ability is rarely tested in exams, and it is rarely taught directly. This is where the uncomfortable realization emerges. Many people are preparing for the wrong conversation. They are preparing to prove knowledge when companies are looking for judgment. They are preparing to demonstrate skill when companies are evaluating trust. Inside an enterprise, no one asks whether you know a technique by name. They ask whether the system can be relied upon. They ask whether it integrates without breaking workflows. They ask whether it reduces risk or cost in a measurable way. This does not mean that technical skill is useless. It means it is incomplete. Think of technical skill as literacy. Literacy is essential, but it does not make someone a leader, a strategist, or a decision maker. As artificial intelligence becomes easier to build, the value shifts upward. The scarce capability becomes understanding consequences. When a system scales, mistakes scale too. This is why companies become cautious. A wrong decision supported by artificial intelligence does not fail quietly. It propagates. Now let us talk about who benefits and who struggles in this shift. Those who treat artificial intelligence as a tool inside a larger system tend to move forward. They ask different questions. Where does this fit? Who owns the outcome? What happens under pressure? They are comfortable with ambiguity. They understand that clarity is often negotiated, not discovered. These individuals may not always have the strongest technical resumes, but they speak the language of impact. On the other side, those who define themselves only by implementation often feel stuck. Not because they lack intelligence, but because the system around them has moved. They optimized for depth in a narrow area, while the organization optimized for breadth of understanding. This creates frustration. People feel undervalued. Companies feel talent is unavailable. Neither side is wrong. The mismatch is structural. There is also a timing problem. Enterprise systems evolve faster than education. By the time a curriculum is approved, reality has already shifted. This creates a lag that grows every year. Artificial intelligence amplifies this lag because it changes how decisions are made, not just how tasks are executed. Many roles that matter most do not carry clear titles. They sit quietly between departments. They influence outcomes without owning code bases. The stakes of misunderstanding this are real. For individuals, years of effort may not translate into opportunity. For organizations, poor alignment leads to wasted investment and erosion of trust. This is why the conversation around artificial intelligence careers feels confusing. The visible roles do not always match the impactful roles. The loud narratives focus on tools. The quiet reality focuses on systems. If you are early in your career, this does not mean you chose the wrong path. It means you need a wider lens. Your technical foundation matters, but it is not the destination. If you are already working, your experience may matter more than you were told. Understanding how systems behave under pressure is a rare and valuable skill. Artificial intelligence inside enterprises rewards those who see the whole, not just the part. This video is not meant to discourage you. It is meant to recalibrate expectations. The future is not hostile. It is simply different from the stories being told. Coding will still exist. Models will still matter. But the center of gravity is moving. It is moving toward judgment, accountability, and system thinking. Those who adapt to this reality quietly build durable careers. I appreciate the time you spent thinking through this perspective. If this explanation helped you see the landscape more clearly, you may choose to like the video. And if you want to continue exploring how artificial intelligence actually shapes roles, decisions, and careers inside organizations, consider subscribing and watching the next video in this series.